r/AskReddit by Laugh with Mims. What happened at your work which caused multiple people to all quit at once? Cancelled all raises and bonuses for everyone except the CEO, his wife, financial and hours, and his son. Utterly useless it, in a year, where we have record profits, and brought in almost double the clients on top of announcing they aren't looking to hire more people, when we were already overwhelmed. Good part about it was when the majority of us quit, they lost almost every single client shortly afterwards to their competitors and the company is now defunct. Man, greed is just such a powerful thing, isn't it? Edit, lol better. Many years ago in high school I worked at a movie theater. The place was pretty poorly run from the moment I started there. We never got paid on time and management was basically a bunch of lazy jackasses who sat in the office talking all day and never actually did any managing. It would have been hard for things to have gotten any worse, but after a couple of months they brought in new management who seemed to want to make it their personal mission to run the theater as poorly as possible. They first decided to implement a new policy requiring all projectionists to wear ties, despite the fact that projectionists are never seen by the public, not to mention that tiny little detail that the projectionists worked around giant, rapidly spinning objects that a tie could get caught in. Management refused to reconsider the policy, and every single projectionist quit as a result. They then decided that the door people, of which I was one, who were always scheduled 7 days a week, would now only be scheduled on the weekends, and refused to reassign any of us to concessions on the weekdays, so we wouldn't lose hours. As a result, almost every single door person quit, including me. After that they started imposing impossible cleanliness standards on concessions, things like requiring them to scrape popcorn kernels out of the cracks in the trim behind the popcorn machines. Concessions was there until 5 AM every night trying to meet their standards. Most of the concession people quit as a result. By my count the theater went from a staff of about 50 to a staff of about 12 in 3 weeks. I swung by about a month after I quit and found out that entire management staff had been fired and replaced yet again by an entirely new ones who actually seemed to be running the theater properly. My best guess is that the previous management had been told to whip the theater into shape and they were idiots who had no idea how to effectively do that. Or they were there simply to cut staff, to be the bad guys. Now the new managers come in, hire a bunch of people, but fewer than 30, and luck like winners to the 12 people that stayed. Maybe. Sometimes I get suspicious. Worked at a data company. The guys in the sales department around all day. They'd literally be in the parking lot drinking beer and racing RC cars. When it came to handling accounts/clients, they frequently gave away free accounts in order to retain customers and make their own sales numbers look good, and somehow they got away with it. Meanwhile, there were dozens of programmers and database nerds working tirelessly behind the scenes to integrate a bunch of complicated data and make it easy to access via the website. Yearly holiday announcements come around, and upper management decides to send the entire sales team to Hawaii for an all-expense-paid vacation. When the furious developers asked why they were just taking the sales team, the confused CEO literally said, "Well, I guess we could ask the sales team to pick one person from each department who helped them the most this year and take them to." The programmers/engineers/database people were livid and walked out in droves. Gee, I wonder why the company tanked. It's the same in every company. Sales makes money. Developers/testers cost money. Transfer pricing is a godsend in that scenario. Your department posts good figures? Well, accountings work for your department cost X, admin cost X, programming time cost X. So look, now those departments actually make a profit and sales looks shit. Wonder why. Worked at a Wendy's, and one of the regional managers started running a store because they couldn't/wouldn't find new managers to replace the old ones. Well, anyways, this guy practically ran the place into the ground. Before he started running the store, most everyone liked working there as it was a good environment. A few months after, a couple of people quit because of him. And one day I roll in at 9 to help open the store, and he comes out to my car as soon as I park. I was 15 minutes early and usually just sat in my car until 9 and tells me, hey, I need to start early because the 3 openers just quit on me. We managed to get the store open and had a number of people from other stores help run the place until the people from the next shift came in. A couple days later I hear the full story of what happened from a coworker. The regional manager is supposed to be at the store at 7 or so, and the opener's 30 minutes later. He didn't actually show up until 8:30. So when the openers, already pissed at being at work really early and not being on the clock, saw the regional manager roll in and knew it was gonna be an awful shift, all decided that they were done with him and just quit right there. So at least 6 people quit because of him by the time I left the place. Probably more left after me. This almost feels like what is happening and has happened at my Wendy's. We struggled to retain crew members because our GM is one of the most frustrating people to work with. He constantly verbally berates the crew members and other managers and goes out of his way to underschedule crew for the other managers just over. A few months ago like half of our crew quit because they couldn't take it, and we had 9 non-managers left including me who was just out of high school and couldn't work much with college. We are sorta recovering now, but we still run the store with absolute bare minimum crew and with only 2 other managers besides the GM. Closing and opening is a shit show. I did landscape construction. The cheap ass owner kept taking bigger and bigger projects while never hiring more help. We were all overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious as hell. One of our foremen quit, and I followed suit a few days later. 2 more guys quit the next day. He was down to 3 guys for the obscene amount of work he wanted to do. Of course everything gets way behind schedule, but he's convinced it's not his fault at all. He went out of business less than a year later. I once worked at a company that ramped up from 4 to 8 people in a small shop. Things were busy, but the owner kept making rookie mistakes like not buy material in bulk because he didn't like seeing a big bill all at once. Fast forward a year and paychecks start to bounce. Then he fired the 3 guys that suck around so they could collect unemployment while he paid the difference under the table. Super shady. He ended up selling out to a competitor. Not sure what he is up to now. When I was 16, I worked in the concession stand at a minor league baseball stadium. Minimum wage at the time was $5.15/HR. This job paid $8 and it was always in the evenings, so it was perfect work for a high school student. The only bad thing was our management was terrible. The main manager would throw toddler tantrums about once a shift over like not ordering enough of a specific beer she did the ordering, or running out of pre-cut lemons for tea. One night the stadium was running a promotion and it was incredibly busy, easily 2-3x the normal volume of customers. We were all working our asses off handling multiple roles each with absolutely no downtime. Although we all cleaned as we worked, nobody had a chance to do thorough cleaning for the whole shift because of the never-ending horde of hungry baseball fans. The manager showed up 3 to 4 hours late per usual and throws the biggest tantrum ever over the unswept floor. Finally, she announces, "Listen up you lazy Minimal work gets minimal pay. Everybody is being paid minimum wage tonight because you slobs won't clean up anything." Both of our bartenders and the bar back quit on the spot, which caused a chain reaction. We all took off our aprons and hats to leave. She blocked the exit and was red in the face from screaming, so one of the cooks climbed out of one of the big serving windows where we served customers, so I did the same and most of the staff followed. Bear in mind that this all happened in front of like 200 plus customers. Of course, my final paycheck got lost, so I had to file a wage theft complaint with the Texas Workforce Commission. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Mims. Goodbye.